Hey, we're live. Hello. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? So thank you for coming along. I know it's probably going to take us a while to kind of gather again because it has been so long. I don't know whether I can see comments or not, but fingers crossed. Yeah, it's been, I'm sure so many of you will have known Penny Groom, and what a wonderful, wonderful human being. Truly generous, kind soul, such at the heart of the British Origami Society. Instantly offers her hand of friendship, and she really is such a good friend. And that turned out to be the case for what feels like hundreds of people she obviously knew and made to feel so welcome and would be in touch with so much, and was always so kind and encouraging. I don't know whether any of you were able to get to her funeral in person, or I tuned in actually. It was so beautiful, her son talking about her, and I hadn't realised in her kind way she would never mention that she was unwell herself and had to contend with that for many years. So yeah, really thinking of Penny, what a shock for everyone. Yeah. Oh, I think somebody's trying to join. I'm going to attempt to answer. Should pop up live, hopefully. I don't know. I'm able to message. I don't know whether that's working or not. I can see that 4 of you have joined. If you can, do message. Hopefully the chat box works. It does make a real difference because that way I can see who's there and if you have any comments. But yeah, just wanted to say, very much thinking of Penny and very much Penny's family, and immense loss to us all. And Penny would so often join here and would even get in touch saying, "I'm sorry, I can't make it this time." Yeah, so really thinking so much of her in this space and how much she would encourage everyone. So yeah, but we have to keep that origami spirit going. I will definitely be looking into, she gave me a little booklet she'd made a while back, so I will be delving into that. Oh, brilliant. Yay. Adrian, thank you for sending a message, because that makes me feel like, yes, people are there too. Oh, Claire, Stephen, no problem. Thank you, Stephen, for coming along. Yeah, we're just sharing the sadness that we all feel for Penny. Just what an inspiring person, though. Just thinking how her attitude being so actually incredible, really incredible. When we did a long time ago, we folded the crow or the rook, and I was saying how just somehow they're just so intelligent and so love to get to know one. And it turns out, of course, that Penny's mum particularly really looked after stray birds, and they had a crow or a rook for 25 years and was absolutely a loved member of their family. And she sent me this most astonishing photograph. I don't know if anyone else here has seen it, but of her in the 60s, very stylish, holding this rook, and apparently was a very lovely soul. So I think something of her was that love with animals as well, obviously really grounded her. So anyway, I think we should still fold. I'm going to do maybe a couple of things. This is absolutely dedicated to Penny. We're going to make, I thought it's the start of a new school year, so we could make a nice little pencil. Something to be done. And I also like the idea of the pencil. It's just such a perfect, nice, sharp pencil that it could also be really good to stick onto cards as well, thinking of you or writing a message. I also just thought it was quite fun. I made myself a little set of pencils and put them in what looks like a little neat pencil case. And that's the Benny pouch. And actually, this pouch that I showed, and I showed the book that it's from, a Japanese book, and Penny said that she ordered this book after the session because she loved it so much. So it's really nice to think she held this as well. Yeah, she's a really good friend. So maybe if we fold a little pencil and then let's make a little case and think of Penny because she really enjoyed making that too. So I thought this would be a nice one for the start of the school year. For a lot of children, it's they're going back and that feeling of a new school year. So I would suggest that you find maybe 2 pieces of origami paper, or I will show you with just normal paper. Part of it for the pencil, you definitely need to colour one side, or if you have origami paper, ideally white on one side and coloured on the other. Yeah, it was such a shock. I guess, I don't know, at least maybe she didn't suffer for too long. I really don't know. But it was clearly out of the blue. I think it was July I last spoke to her. Doesn't seem very long ago. Helping someone as usual. Amazing. I really hope we can all hold in our heart the generosity and community that she really, really, I think, felt from origami, and how much it can help others and how much she encouraged people to really do it and to share with that community spirit. I really, really hope we must all keep hold of that as a kind of a living, honouring Penny. So I'm just gonna make 2 A5 pieces of paper here, and each one can become a square. So first of all, I'm going to make my square, which is the classic size for origami paper. That right angle triangle. Oh, good. Oh, that's lovely to hear, Stephen. Of course, it must be. Yeah, she really was a wonderful person. I'm just thinking of that a lot. I'm going to remove this rectangle. I was very touched to hear at the funeral that members of the British Origami Society folding roses for people to take to think of her. That's lovely. What a lovely thing to pass on. And I think actively doing something. What an interesting life as well. Yeah, I hope along with the sadness we can feel the joy of her life as well. And the joy that she encouraged in others. Brilliant. So I've got a square here. I'm going to now fold it in half. What we want actually is we're going to have just a quarter of a square. Have any of you folded this before? It's not something I'd folded before. I think it's traditional from what I understand, but please do correct me if I'm not right about that. It's definitely a fun one with children, but as I said, I think it's rather nice too. I think for a card, you can get it to write lots of things. Yeah, sorry, it's been a little while on for me, taking annual leave over the summer, and I think it's important to, again, trying to do what I believe of looking after yourself, and I've really needed to over these past few years, so taking a break over the summer has been very good. Just want to fold this again in half, so we're making a quarter of a square, but as a rectangle. There we go. Just, I think along with many others, I think Penny was just a real mum to everyone, actually. Yeah, that lovely, caring woman, which is, I think, is a very important side. Such a lovely presence in the British Origami Society, which is really nicely balanced, actually, isn't it? In terms of men and women, it's nice. But she was a mum. She made you feel really cared for. I thought that was lovely. Yeah. Right. So if you haven't got origami paper, colour one side if you can. I think it's important for this fold. Can I do a little blue pencil? A bit scribbling. It's got to be done. There we go. It just felt right to do a pencil. It's also like the feeling of a nice, well-sharpened pencil, ready to do something new. There we go. So with your little piece of paper, actually turn to the right side now, please. Are you ready to get folding? Did you manage to do that? There we go. So we're going to take the bottom and just fold that up a little bit. There we go. Still a bit confused because for some inexplicable reason, YouTube suddenly flicked around the screen, so I see what you see, but that's actually really bad when folding because it's nice if it's in the mirror. I'm really used to folding now into a mirror, but when it's not doing that, then your brain starts to get a bit confused. Try not to think about it. But it means I can't look into the screen as to what I'm doing. I look at my hands. Right, so fold it up a little bit at the bottom, and if we do the same at the top. Yeah. There we go. So it should be maybe same top and bottom. Has anyone folded this pencil before? Be nice to make yourself a little pencil case too. Right. Happy for the next step? I will wait till somebody gives a thumbs up and then I'll take it that that's the next thing to do. It's a relatively simple one. It's nice. Great. Thank you, Adrienne. Much appreciated. So turning to the colourful pack now, and we're going to fold in the middle, but not all the way along. So just, I don't know, the first third or so. So folding this in half just to get a halfway line. Like this. Here we go. And then opening up. And it's really just to give that a nice little halfway line so you can see what you're doing. Great. So we're going to take this bottom edge and fold it up along that vertical line. So we're beginning to get over a point. It's a little bit like making a paper aeroplane maybe at this point. That little corner there. There we go. One corner and then the other as well. There we go. How good that looks. Well, there should be a tiny bit of white. Can you see just a tiny bit of white popping out on each side? There we go. Happy? That's just there at the bottom. Lovely. And then we're going to do the same thing again. So this bottom edge, folding again along that vertical line. There we go. And then the same on the other side so that they match. There we go. You can see it's beginning to get the bottom of the pencil now. There we go. Are you ready for the next step? See, I keep tilting it the wrong way. It's because of the positioning. Lovely. So next we're going to take the top and bring it down. It's a bit of a guesstimate actually what sort of height to do for this. Something a bit like that. So you can see there's a bit of the pencil sticking out and a bit of a fold like that. There we go. So I took the top and I brought it down to leave a sort of a pencil nib sticking out there. Make sure it's in the middle. Good thing with paper is you can always correct and change it, can't you? Oh, I suddenly thought of how in Malaysia particularly they make incredible elaborate paper sculptures of really everything that you might want in your afterlife, and that they are very intricate. I think it comes from Buddhism. I don't know if any of you know about this. I'm just thinking about symbolism of paper, and symbolizes important things, even how like houses or cars, and that would be burnt with you actually, but a way of taking into your next life in some form. Just suddenly thought about that. Anyway, that paper can be used obviously in funerals, some places. We're going to take this top layer and actually just bend it back round the other way. So maybe this could be useful in afterlife to keep drawing, keep writing. Little pencil. Okay, so is it looking like that for you? I've been definitely going slower on the folds because it's a little bit hard after probably 3 years or so, isn't it? To think of more folds, but I'm enjoying just going slowly and then savouring the ones that we do, and if possible ones that just feel right at the time. So next we're going to take the outside and we're going to fold it towards the middle, and we're actually going to, if possible, go over the middle line a little bit. So over the middle line. If you find that it's actually you're not able to quite do that, you may need to adjust this background position for this paper. Sorry, I'm not explaining that very well, but you may need to slightly reposition the height of this if you're finding that you can't fold it in without squashing the side of it, because you would like it ideally to be slightly over the middle line, because these two pieces of paper will need to tuck into each other. So I'm going to try to bring, I think that's about right now for me. So it's going slightly over the middle line if possible. So if you can do that for one side and then for the other, hopefully these things will overlap a bit. That's the idea. Were you able to do that? Yep. So it's the outside towards the middle, but over the middle if possible, and then the same with the other. And then together they overlap. And so the last step really is, again, tucking one into the other. That way it's nice and neat. So if you open it up, doesn't matter which side you tuck into which, definitely a moment of concentration. I found I've often wanted to start at the top first, work my way down. There is a little pocket there. So we're going to be popping one into the other. So sorry, I can't easily do this into the lens because it's not a mirror for me. But tucking one into the other. Be patient. It's quite fiddly, this step. But it's nice because it's fiddly, because it's uses your concentration. And if it's in there nice and snug, then it should stick quite well. It should stay quite well. I tucked one into the other side. And then if you turn to the other side, you've hopefully got a little pencil. Oh, no problem. Hi, Claire. Thanks for joining. You'll be able to play this again. Yeah, so you'll be able to do this. So we've got a little pencil. We could also maybe make a little pencil case. It's actually a Penny pouch. And this is something that we did with Penny, and she really enjoyed. And then she wanted to order the book. So she ordered this book, which I was given in Japan. It's really beautiful. Really like it. And they're all traditional boxes, pouches. They're old. And it's really about the idea of wrapping. It's about gift giving, which I think is such a lovely thing. So let us make a little mini pouch, which can be our little pencil case. You can make something like this. So again, making a square. And I'm thinking of Penny. There we go. And removing that rectangle, I'll give it a colour on one side just in case you've got some origami paper. So this will be very old, and I am enjoying these traditional old folds. There's still so much to discover in them. So you can see a coloured side. So this will end up being like here, the sort of darker purpley area. Yeah. Okay. So are you ready to get folding, everyone? Yeah. So we're going to do the diagonals on the coloured side, which will end up being the very background. This background area is the case. So I've done both diagonals. That's it. And then we're going to take the outside corner into the middle, like so. One side and then onto the other. I recently taught this to some colleagues actually, and one colleague was describing she'd been doing this with her mum who's having some treatment in hospital, and they started making these little pouches to be able to give little notes to the nurse, which the nurse really loved it, that she's been given something so different and special. So it's really lovely. It really is about making gifts and passing them on, and I think Penny was so much about that, wasn't she? Encouraging others. Right, so I hope it's looking like that. Turn to the back, and we're going to take one side, the outside, and bring it to the middle. And I'm not going to fold the little bit that sticks out. Oh, I don't know how to explain it, but it's sort of twisting it round and not folding that piece of paper. I'm going to have to do this on the surface, but you have to let it free in order for this to pop out, like so. And then the same with the other side. So picking it up from the middle, letting it twist around, come together. It's a lovely shape, like so. Are you all good there? I assume so, unless you say otherwise. So I'm going to pop one up to the top like that. And then taking this top layer, I'm going to take this corner to that point on the outside there. You see? So it's top layer, and I'm bringing it to touch that outside. I'll squash there. And then what you can do is we can sort of rotate that area so it becomes almost stuck in a little fold there. I hope that makes sense. I have made a video before as well for this, so that's always something you can check out if this is proving tricky. You never know. Again, with this top piece, rotating it down, and then we're going to bring it back to top to just to touch the outside, like so. There we go. And then rotate that back, which again keeps everything in a nice little tuck. So it should be looking like this, which is just so beautiful. We're almost there. And yeah, it was the last time I spoke to Penny. She said about getting this book. Oh, yes, you're welcome. Yeah, but I'm really, really going to, keep thinking of Penny and to always with origami. We're going to now fold along that line. So just going to fold it back so it touches those corners. And she must have been in touch with so many people. Quite unbelievable how generous she was, instantly extending her hand of friendship. She really did. A very, very special person. What an honour to have met her. I'm so thankful that I did, as hopefully so many of you did as well. Going to also fold that bottom up as well. So it's to the point of those corners, like so. Nice little, so it can be used for things like tissues as well. And then if you look at the back, you can tuck one into the other. It's just so neat, isn't it? It's really practical. It's really beautiful. It's very satisfying to fold. And hopefully then you should be able to, if you make a little collection of pencils, maybe you can pop it in that little case. Little pencil case. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, I'll have to figure out when the next one is. My apologies, it's so much more erratic. It's actually because I'm prioritising being actually in the ward wherever I can, which I think is really important. But I certainly will have some times when I'm back at home to be able to do this as well. So watch this space. I would imagine around, it might be more like once a month, I would guess these days. But so keep a little eye out. I will rename this live video as to when I'll be doing it next. Yeah. So wishing you, I hope, a good month or a good few weeks, and I hope you'll enjoy that fold. Maybe make a card to be able to write to someone and let them know that you're thinking of them. And yeah, I hope you can do some lovely things for yourself too. Look after yourselves, and good luck if you are getting back to school as well. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.